folks, and welcome to our little Friday morning, or maybe not Friday morning for you, vinyasa practice. As always, thank you very much for joining me and allowing me to share the practice with you. And please understand it is my great honour and privilege to be able to do so, to share these practices with you. So I hope you enjoy the practice. As always, please listen to your body. So remember, we're all different in our strengths and our restrictions. We're all different from day to day, so don't be attached to a particular form of the practice. Just do what feels right for you right now. And if that means taking lots of rests, that's fine. And if it also means working very strongly, that's also fine. It really is up to you to determine the intensity of your practice. So you can think of it in some respects like I've got the steering wheel, but you've got the accelerator. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Just pop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, even if you just want to say hi. And if you would like to support me with a donation through PayPal, there's a link in the description. If not, that's absolutely fine. It's not an obligation, but if you'd like to do so, then wonderful. Thank you very much. And if you enjoy the practices, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I've got lots more coming up in the next few weeks, not just full practices, but lots of other things. So yeah, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll continue to share different things with you. So let's start our practice just with the eyes closed for a moment. And take a couple of deep breaths, not in a formal rhythm, but just starting to take your attention within, to pay more attention to the inner world. When you feel that the breath is settled, that the mind is starting to turn within, just take a little forward bend. And go slowly. Start maybe a third or half of what you think might be your maximum stretch. Maybe just soften into it. I like to rock the hips a little side to side. It's not essential, but sometimes it helps to let go of tension in the hips. Either stay in just a straightforward bend, or if you'd like, bring the left hand onto the right and add a little stretch for the left side. Remember, with each in-breath to try and lengthen the posture, and with each out-breath try to soften it. And after you breathe out one more time, come back to a central position if you were off to the side. And as you breathe in, reach the arms up high, lengthen into the fingers. And interlacing your fingers, press up through the palms as you breathe out. Pull the elbows back, take another breath in. If it feels okay, look up. And then gently lower your hands down. Lean back and swap your legs the other way. And again, once you've settled into your cross-legged, take a little forward stretch again, maybe just stopping a third to halfway first. And then slowly deepen into that posture. Remember to always keep the shoulders and the neck relaxed. And the breath steady through the nose, both in and out. Use the postures and the breath to steady the mind. So remember, our practice is not a time for thinking, it's a time for feeling and acting, to get out of our head. If you did first side, take the right hand over onto the left. See if you can lengthen through the right side body. Just take a last couple of breaths here. Keep softening with each breath. And after one more calm exhalation, come back to the center. Sit all the way up once more, reach high to the hands, and interlacing your fingers, press up through the palms. Pull your elbows back, raise the chin, stretch the throat if that feels okay. And then bring the chin in, lower the hands gently down. And then make your way into a squatting position just for a couple of breaths with the feet hip width apart. Lean a little forward and stretch the backs of the ankles. Just use the arms to counterbalance the body. Let the hips sink down towards the heels. And after taking one more calm breath there, roll your knees down and make your way into kneeling plank. Let the head hang down, just giving it a little rock from side to side. And then take the body back to neutral and left leg back and right arm forward. You can stay on the left toe tip for an easier option. If you want to go a bit further, reach the right hand back. See if you can hold the outer left foot and gently press the foot back. Take one more breath here. And after you exhale, release back to kneeling plank. And then swap to the second side. So left arm forward, right leg back. Keep the back knee straight. Remember, you can be on the toe tips if you'd like. Either stay there or take the left hand back to the right foot. And maybe press the foot up and back. Keep the right arm strong. And just take one more calm, steady breath here. And then release the arm forward, the leg back, and make your way once more into kneeling plank. And gripping your fingertips down with the palms flat, either stay there or pick up the knees. Try to keep the head moving forward, the hips moving back. Take one more calm breath here. And then make your way back into downward facing dog, or just kneel and stretch forward in child's pose for an easy option. If you're in down dog, let the head hang down. Maybe give it a little roll side to side. And just give the hips a little roll side to side. So you're lifting one hip and then the other. So the movement comes from lifting one heel. And as you do that, you feel a little stretch through the sides of the waist. Come back to a symmetrical position and just hold there for a few more breaths. Focus on lengthening from the wrists to the hips and the hips down to the heels. Keep the shoulders moving wide. Again, just let the head drop through a little bit further as you exhale one more time. Then press the hips forward. Raise the heels and breathe in. And step to the front of your mat and let the body hang forward, or place hands on the shins if you're tight in the back. Try to gently lift the sit bones. You might like to walk out through the knees here. Just come back to a symmetrical position. Breathe out one more time. And then press your hips forward, stand all the way up. Reach up to the fingers and breathe in. And lower the hands down in front of the heart and step your feet together. With hands in front of the heart, gently breathe out all the way. Then take the arms forwards, take them up, and look up if it feels okay. Then fold forward, hands to shins or mat, and gently breathe out. Lift the collarbones forward, try to lengthen the front of the body as you breathe in.
Bringing the hands to the mat, step back into downward facing dog. Stay there and rest or move forward to plank as you breathe in. And lower to the knees and take a cat stretch, or to the stomach and exhale. Take your version of up dog, whatever feels appropriate right now. And holding the breath if you're comfortable, press back to down dog and breathe out. Take a smooth breath in, down dog. And try to take the armpits a bit closer to the heels. Then raise your heels, look forwards and inhale. And bring the feet lightly to the hands, walk, step or float. Press the hips forward, bring the palms together, reaching high, breathe in. We'll take Surya A twice more. Fold forward and breathe out. Arch the spine and inhale. With the hands to the mat, step back into downward facing dog. Stay there and rest or move forward and breathe in. Lower smoothly to knees or stomach and exhale. Arch the spine, your version of up dog. Breathe in. And press smoothly back into down dog and breathe out there. Again, take a breath in, down dog. Try to press the armpits a little closer to the feet. Again, stretching through shoulders and upper back. Then raise your heels, look forwards and inhale. And bring the feet lightly to the hands. Bring the palms together, stand up, reach to the fingertips and breathe in. Third cycle, fold forward and breathe out. Arch the spine, gently inhale. With the hands to the mat, make your way back into downward facing dog. Stay and rest or move forward into plank. With control, lower down, don't collapse, don't race the last bit. Arch the spine, take a breath in. And press back into down dog and exhale. Take a calm breath here. Try to press the calves back and pull the toes gently up to the shins. Then raise your heels, look forwards and breathe in. And bring the feet lightly to the hands, walk, step or float. Bending your knees, perhaps press the hips forward, palms together, reach high, breathe in. And with the arms raised, sink into the hips and breathe out. Pull your elbows back, take another smooth breath in. And then fold forward, hands to shins or mat and breathe out. Lift the collarbones, arch the spine as you inhale, lengthening front of body. Take the hands to the mat and make your way back into downward facing dog. Now reach your right leg up and back, stretch through to the toes as you breathe in. And step the right foot lightly forward to a lunge and exhale. Stand up in your lunge, take the arms high as you breathe in. Then holding the left wrist, take the hands to the right and breathe out. Once more, reach the arms high, take a calm breath in there. Then with hands to the mat, fold over the right leg and exhale. Bend your right knee, take a breath in. And step silently back to down dog and exhale. Stay and rest or move forward to plank as you inhale. Lower down slowly and smoothly. Hips and chest reach the mat together. Take your version of up dog, whatever that may be. And holding there, breathe out and pull your shoulders back. Take another smooth breath into the chest. And make your way back into down dog and exhale. Now take the left leg up and back. Reach out through the toes, keep the hips level, and step your left foot lightly forward to a lunge. Stand up in the lunge, reach your arms high and inhale. Then holding the right wrist, take the hands to the left as you breathe out. Bring the body back up. Stretch to the fingertips. Breathe in. And hands to the mat. Fold gently over the left leg and breathe out. Bend your left leg. Calmly inhale. And picking up the foot, step back into downward facing dog. And again, stay and rest or move forward into plank. Smoothly lower down and breathe out. Keep a sense of control. Take your version of up dog. Breathe in there. And again, hold there or go deeper as you exhale. Pull the shoulders back. Lengthen navel to throat as you breathe in. And make your way gently back to down dog and breathe out. And all taking a breath, just hang out in down dog for a moment. Slow your breath down. Then raising the heels, take a calm breath in and walk, step or float to the front of the mat. Bending your knees, reach the arms up into Utkatasana. And straighten the legs and breathe out. Now bend your knees, sweep the fingers along the floor as you inhale. Sink into the hips and exhale. Pull the elbows back, take another breath in. And then twist to the right, left elbow outside the knee. Come back to the center as you breathe in, just hands to the heart, but hips stay low. Now turn to the left as you breathe out. Try and keep ankles and knees together. Bring the hands back to the heart. Take a breath in. And fold forward and gently breathe out. Lift the collarbones, arch the spine and inhale. With the hands to the mat, make your way back into downward facing dog. Take the right leg high, reach out through the toes as you breathe in. And bending your right knee, turn out to the side as you exhale. Then level the hips, reach to the right foot and inhale. And step the right foot lightly forward into a lunge. Try to place it silently. Bring the body up in the lunge, reach through to the hands. And spinning your back heel down, open out into Warrior Two. Take another breath in here, reach out through both hands equally. And sink deeper into the hips as you breathe out. Now cartwheel the arms forwards as you breathe in, spin the back foot. And stretch over the right leg as you exhale. Then bend the right knee, calmly breathing. Pick up your foot and step it back to downward facing dog. Stay there and rest or move forward into plank. With control, lower to knees or to the stomach. Remember, you can use the knees to lower to the stomach. Lift the chest and hands and stay there or go deeper as you breathe in. Holding your up dog, breathe out. Take another smooth breath into the chest. Pull the shoulders gently back. Then come back to your down dog and breathe out. Now raise the left leg high. Stretch out through the toes, straight line from wrist to left foot. Then bend your left knee and open out to the side as you exhale. Try and keep both hands flat. Now level the hips, reach out to the left foot and breathe in. And bring the left foot silently forward between the hands. Stand up in your lunge, reach through to the fingertips. And then spin the back heel down and take the arms wide, Virabhadrasana 2. Take another breath in here, lift the arch of the back foot. And keep the shoulders down as you sink and reach into the fingertips. Now take the arms forward, spin the back foot as you breathe in. And straighten out over the left leg as you breathe out. Then bend the left leg and inhale. And picking up your foot, step it back to down dog. Stay and rest or move forward into plank. Stay in rest or smoothly lower down. Lift the chest and hands and stay there or go deeper. Pull the shoulders back as you gently breathe out. Take another calm breath into the chest. And press back into down face dog and breathe out. And again, just hang out here for a couple of breaths. See if you can slow your exhalations down. Keep space around the ears. And if you want to go a little bit further, just take the right hand to the left ankle and see if you can twist and look under the arm. If there's someone next to you, say hi. Hi. After breathing out one more time here, swap and do the same on the other side. Otherwise, you're just holding a static down dog. Try to press equally through both heels and keep the right arm strong, the elbow unlocked, the shoulder away from the ear. Maybe this is the side you get to say hello to someone. And after your next out breath, come back to down face dog. Reach the right leg up and back, stretch out through the toes. And step your right foot lightly forward to a lunge. Stand in the lunge, reach up to the fingertips. Then spin the back heel down and come into Konasana. So elbow to the knee or maybe right hand to the mat. Lengthen from the outer left heel to the left fingertips. And make sure that you're not shrugging either shoulder. Either stay there or move into the bind if you'd like. And see if you can hold left wrist with right hand. Keep the face soft, the breath calm through the nose. Try to keep the body in one plane to the best of your ability. Take one more breath here. And after you breathe out, take your hands to the mat, spin the back foot, and gently lower the left knee down. Then bring the body upright, and either just place hands on right knee or bring left heel to buttock. Hi Kylie, I hope this is getting better for you still. Oh, this was the tricky side, wasn't it? Pull the shoulders back. And if you've got the heel and the buttock together, maybe for the last breath or two, sink the hips forward, deepening the thigh stretch, just if you feel comfy. And after breathing out one more time, release the back foot. And either just take an upright twist with the body over the back knee, or you can move into Parivrita Konasana if you'd like. Keep the palms pressing together in front of the heart, or if you'd like, you can move into the bind. So we just press the body over the leg a bit further, left arm under the thigh and hold the right wrist. Take one more smooth breath here. And wherever you are after you exhale, take the hands to the mat. Press into your fingertips, take a breath in. Then pick up the foot, hover it for a moment. And then step it back into down face dog. And again, just hold down dog for a breath or two. Recenter your focus on the breath. Let go of unnecessary tension. On your next inhalation, reach the left leg high as you breathe in. And step the left foot lightly forward into a lunge. Stand in the lunge as you breathe in. And then spinning the back heel down, take Konasana, side angle posture on the second side. Keep space around the ears. Lift up through the right side ribs. And pull the front ribs gently in as you turn the body to the side. Stay there, or if you did first side, move into the bind. So the left shoulder right down to the inner left knee. Left arm up behind the back and see if you can hold the right wrist. Try to keep your body in line with the feet. Just the last couple of breaths here. Try to keep the body all in one plane. Pull the right shoulder back further. After exhaling one more time, gently release your hands either side of the front foot, spin the back foot and lower the right knee down. Bring the body upright. And simple option, just press into the hands and pull the ribs back away from the left thigh. Those who are more comfortable, bring right heel to the buttock, ideally holding with both hands. Try to lengthen all the way from the right knee to the throat. And only if you did first side and you're comfy on the second side, maybe sink the hips down and forward, keeping heel and buttock together. Just a last breath here, wherever your here may be. And then release the foot. Reach the arms up high and take a twist to the left. So simple option, just stay upright over the back knee. Use the hands to turn the shoulders. If you want to go further, raise the back knee and take the right shoulder or elbow outside the knee and the palms together. Remember here to try and keep your head centered so it's not turning into a side bend. If you did first side, you can move into the bind. So again, right arm goes under left thigh. Left arm down behind the back. Again, try to keep the head centered so the back leg and the spine are in line with each other. Just a last breath or two here. Try to smile. And gently release the hands. Press into the fingers of both hands. Pick up the left foot, hover it between the hands, and then step it back into downward facing dog. Either stay there and rest, or child's pose, or move forward as you breathe in. Lower smoothly down and breathe out. Lift the chest and hands or take up dog as you inhale. And make your way gently back into down dog and breathe out. From where you are, raise your heels and look forward. And bring the feet lightly to the hands. From there, bend your knees, sweep the arms up, take a breath in. And sink into the hips deeper as you breathe out. Pull the elbows back, take another breath in. And then straighten the legs, lower the hands, exhale at the front of your mat. And step your left leg back into Trikonasana. So right hand down, left hand raised. Try to extend equally into both hands. Remember to keep the body in line with the feet, and if that means right hand to knee, that's fine. Remember, you can also take left hand to the hip. Either stay where you are, or again, if you want to stretch the left shoulder a little, bind left hand to right thigh. We won't be here for long. Keep the face relaxed. Try to press out through the left heel, but pull the front ribs gently in. Last calm breath here. Now release the hands, bend the front knee a little, and shortening the stance a little bit, take your left foot out to the left side of the mat. Now take your right thumb to the right inner hip or groin crease, and push your thumb back to work towards a straight right leg. And if that means you need to bring left hand to shin, that's fine. From where you are now, try to keep the hips fairly level You might want to take the hand onto the back of the hips for a moment. And you can either stay there or sweep the right arm high and come into Parivrita Trikonasana. Remember, you can be on fingers or palm, but we're not leaning heavily on the left hand. There should be a sense of pushing into the left hand to help turn the shoulders. Make sure the back heel stays down. Take one more breath here. And after you exhale, bring the right hand gently down next to the right foot as well. If you're unsure if the hips are still level, just take the right hand back onto them again and check. And then see if you can soften the body further over the right leg. If you want to, you can interlace the hands and pull the shoulders back as you stretch the front of the shoulders, arms coming down behind the head a little. Take one more calm breath here. And after you exhale, push through the right foot. Stand up, bring the hands to the heart. Then lean forward. Either rest lightly on the back toes or raise the left leg. Take one more breath in Warrior Three. By now the outer right hip should be working quite strongly. As you breathe in, bring the left foot to the right. Reach the arms up high. And then lower the hands gently down, and we'll repeat on the second side. So step your right foot silently back, about a leg distance into Trikonasana. Again, keep the body in line with the feet. A good way to gauge that is if you look down, your head should be over your left shin, not over the mat. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And remember to keep the front leg straight but not locked out, and the kneecap pointing over the toes. If you did first side, bind the right arm, just for the last couple of breaths. You can look down or up, your choice, or maybe to the side, but keep the neck in line with the spine. After exhaling one more time, gently release the right hand if it's bound. Bend your left knee, take the hands down, and just shortening the stance a little, take your right foot out to the side so the heels are hip width apart. Then take the left thumb to the left groin crease, and pushing back through that left hand, see if you can pull the hip back so that the hips are level with each other. Then maybe take the left hand onto the back of the hips for a moment. Remember, you can take the right hand up to the shin here if that's more appropriate for you. And either stay with the left hand on the hips if they have a tendency to go skew-if, technical yoga term, or otherwise raise the left arm and come into your Parivrita Trikonasana. Keep the face relaxed, the breath steady through the nose, and make sure there's still weight in both feet. Turn the body a little further. Just one more calm breath here. And after you exhale, bending the knee a little if you need, bring the left hand down. Let the body fold over the left leg. And again, make sure the back heel stays down, left foot flat. Only if it's comfortable and you did first side, interlace with the opposite thumb on top and let the arms drop down behind the head. Try to keep the hips level, the legs strong. Just take a last breath or two here. After your next calm out breath, press through the left leg. Try and keep it as it is, so not bending to stand. Bring the hands to the heart. Lean forward and either rest lightly on the right toes or raise the right leg. Reach out through the back foot. One more breath. Then bring the right foot to the left. Oops. Reach the arms up high as you breathe in. And bring the hands to the heart
and exhale. And standing on the right foot, just taking a little Trikonasana, just to open the inner hips and steady the body. Left foot to inner right thigh. I want you to start with the arms out at shoulder height with palms facing up. Try to gently pull your hands back. And with the shoulders still moving wide, now take the arms to about 45 degrees. Reach out through the fingertips and lift through the crown of the head. Take one more breath here. And then bring the palms together in front of the heart. Lift the collarbones, pull the left knee back for one more breath. And lower the hands and the left foot. And take the same on the second side. So gripping the toes down, also pick a steady gazing point. Bring the right foot to left thigh or calf, but not against the knee. Once you have the leg in place, take your arms out at shoulder height. Roll the shoulders down and back as you reach out through the fingertips. Keep lifting through the crown and keeping the rest of the body as it is. Now take the arms up to about 45 degrees. Try to lift up through the collarbones and reach out through the fingertips. Take one more breath here. And after you breathe out, bring the palms to the heart. Pull the right knee gently back, lift up through the crown. And release the hands and the right foot. And come back to the front of your mat. This time with the backs of the hands together. Stretch the wrists as you reach up and back to the fingers. And then fold the body gently forward, hands to shins or mat, and breathe out. Lift your collarbones, gently arch the spine. And taking hands to the mat, make your way back into downward facing dog. Stay and rest or move forward into plank. And then smoothly lower to the knees or the stomach and exhale. Lift the chest and hands or take up dog, your choice. And then gently come back into downward facing dog and breathe out there. Take a calm breath in down dog. And then lower to the elbows and exhale. As you breathe in, lift the hips high, press armpits towards feet. And then straighten the arms as you breathe out. Then roll onto the right hand and right foot. Keeping the right fingers gripping, reach the left arm high in Vashisthasana. Look up if your balance is good. And just take one more breath. And then roll to the left hand and left foot and repeat on the other side. Reach up through the right fingers, keep the left shoulder back and the elbow unlocked. And if your balance is good, look up past the right hand. Make sure you're reaching through the fingertips. Exhale one more time here. And then come back into downward facing dog. Take one breath in, down dog. Lift through the hips, press through the heels. And then gently lower your knees to the mat. Cross the ankles and sit back and stretch the legs out. So starting just with Paschimottanasana for a few breaths. Before you move forward, just pick the hips up and tilt your sit bones back. So you should have a sense of the ribs starting to move forward. Now bring the hands next to the shins, lift the collarbones and inhale. And then just stay there if you find that you're already feeling a strong stretch or if the back's really starting to collapse. But if you're relatively comfortable, maybe hold the ankles or the heels. And start to slowly soften the body forward. And again, really nice just to rock the body side to side and free up the hamstrings from the sit bones. If you're comfortable, interlace the hands beyond the feet. And just take one more breath here. Let the body soften a little further. And then gently sit back up. Reach the arms high, press up through the palms. And then lowering your hands down, take them behind the hips, pull your shoulders back, lift the collarbones, and lift the hips into Konasana. Remember, you can do this on bent knees, or with bent knees I should say, or you can just stay with the hips down and lift the collarbones. Keep the elbows unlocked, lift the hips, and for the last breath, if it feels okay, raise your face to the sky. And then gently lower the hips all the way down. Keeping your left leg stretched out, take the right leg over the top so that your right knee is on your left knee, or the best approximation you can get of that. We're going to start here with a little twist. So take your left hand over the right knee, right hand just behind you. Lift up through the crown and start to turn your shoulders. Keep the face relaxed. Try to move deeper with each exhalation. And just exhale one more time here. And unravel the body. Again, reach the arms up high and inhale. Then lowering your hands down, again push through your hands, pick the hips up and tilt your sit bones back. Then sit back down and either just sit upright with the hands on the right knee, particularly if your hips are quite tight, or if you feel comfortable, start to slowly bring the body forward over the left leg. Now it's important here that we don't overstretch the sciatic nerve. So if you get any sharp sensations in the back of the leg, sit back up, lift the hips, tilt the sit bones again. Come back down. You can try pointing the ball of the foot and see if you can fold forward again. So eventually the body lying flat on the inner right thigh. And just take a last breath or two here. And after you exhale, one more time, gently sit back up. Lengthen through to the fingertips as you inhale. Then lower your hands down and leaning to your left, bend the left knee and come into Konasana. So you might like to just take a moment to settle the body. Ideally both sit bones evenly weighted. This is one of those postures that some people will be very comfortable with and some not comfortable at all. It does take some patience and persistence for most people. Once you have your body in Konasana, if your hips are already getting an intense stretch, again you might like to just stay with the hands resting over the knees. But if you feel okay and you want to add a little shoulder stretch, reach the arms wide and then take the left arm over the right. For a simple option, give yourself a hug and just lift the elbows. But those who can bring the arms into full Garudasana. If you're taking Garudasana with the arms, remember to keep the thumbs pointing up, not out to the side. Then pull the shoulders down, but lift the elbows away from the body. So the hands are moving forwards, away from the face. Either stay there or slowly start to bring the body forward. And this will make particularly the hip stretch stronger. You might just rest with the elbows on the knees. If you feel really comfortable and want to go further,
See if you can bring the elbows to the mat, and then eventually bring the hands to the mat as well. All with the sit bones still moving down and back. Wherever you are, just hang out for a few breaths. With closed eyes, try to slow your breathing. Just a few more breaths here. And after one more calm exhalation, release the arms. Gently bring the body back up. Reach through to the fingertips as you breathe in. And just for a couple of breaths, take the right hand now out to the side and take your left arm over your head. Try to lengthen through the whole left side of the body. One more breath. And after you breathe out, gently sit back up. Bring the hands to the mat and just stretch your legs out in front. Either just press into the hands in Dandasana, or if you'd like, pressing through palms or fists, pick up the hips and see if you can slide the hips in and pick up the feet. And then gently lower down. And we'll repeat the second side. So keep your right leg stretched out and take the left knee over on top of the right. Again, take a few moments to settle yourself, particularly making sure that the left knee is as close to the right as you can get it. I know for some of you it's going to be up high, that's fine, just do the best you can. Once you have the legs in position, again lift the hips a little bit, tilt your sit bones back, and then take the hands either side of the right calf or shin. Again, be very careful with the body here. As you start to fold forward, if there's any sharp sensations in the back of the leg, sit back up, tilt the sit bones further back, point the ball of the right foot forward. Try again, and if it still doesn't feel good, just stay sitting upright. As and when the body allows it with comfort, eventually lying flat with the chest on the inner left thigh. Wherever you are, breathe gently and slowly. Try to keep your eyes closed to maintain your inner focus. And after breathing out one more time, calmly sit back up. Reach high to the fingers as you breathe in. Lengthen through both sides of the body. Then lowering your hands down, lean a little to the right. We forgot our twist, didn't we? Let's do it now. Take the left hand outside, right hand outside left knee. Turn your body to the left. Try to keep the spine upright as you twist. And the left ear slightly raised as you look over the left shoulder. Breathe out all the way, one more time. And then unravel the spine. And now coming into Konasana. So lean to the right, bend the right knee. And take a few moments to settle the sit bones down evenly, or as evenly as you can. Ideally, knees are still stacked tightly on top of each other, but that may not happen. Again, just do the best you can. Remember, sometimes being a little restricted in the body is much better in the sense it allows us to stay a bit more focused. The more comfortable the postures become, the more the mind tends to wander. So always remember that a tight or restricted body is not an impediment to the practice. In some ways, it assists. Stay upright or take the arms wide. And then bring the right arm over the left.
Again, simple option, give yourself a hug, just lift the elbows. Otherwise, bring the arms into Garudasana, left fingers against right palm. Keep the shoulders down. Try to take the elbows a little away from the body and the hands a little away from the face. Thumbs still pointing straight up. Either stay there or start to bring the body forward, maybe just beginning with the elbows on the knees. So again, we still want to keep the sit bones moving down and back. And then if you're comfy, start to go a little further, maybe taking the elbows to the mat and eventually hands to the floor as well. Wherever you are, just hang out there for a few steady breaths. Each time you exhale, find somewhere in the body to relax. Breathe out one more time here. And after you exhale, gently sit back up. Take the arms high as you breathe in. And again, just for a couple of breaths, bring the left hand down and the right arm over the head. Just give the right side body a little stretch out. Exhale one more time. And then smoothly sit back up. Bring the right hand to the floor, stretch both legs out. Give your knees a little shake if you'd like. And then either once more, come back to Dandasana or coming into Brahmacharyasana. Press down through fists or palms, lift the hips, slide them back, and maybe pick up the feet. And then gently lower down. Moving now into Konasana, a wide-footed side split. So taking a seated position, we're not going to try and fold forward here. We're going to keep the body upright. And we deepen the posture by taking the feet wider. But I want you to just come to a relatively comfortable position first. And if you know that you're really tight in the back, maybe take the hands behind you and press through your fingertips to pull the middle back in and lift the collarbones up. Then from wherever you are, maybe just hands to the floor, give your hips, or let's say your legs, a little roll in and out. So really soft movement, just starting to relax the inner hips, releasing any tension that might have built up there. And try to keep the knees pointing up here. So rather than letting the feet just drop all the way back, we're trying to keep the knees pointing more or less straight up. Now, if you want to go further, pick up the hips and slide them forwards a few centimetres. That'll make the posture stronger. Pause there. You can take the hands to the heart if you're comfy. Every couple of breaths, as you feel the body starting to relax a little bit more, just see if you can go a tiny bit further forward. And if your body isn't relaxing, just stay where you are until it does. Be little incremental movements. Just the last couple of breaths, perhaps a tiny bit further. Breathe out one more time here. And then lean back, and without using your leg muscles, just slide the hips back a little bit so the feet come a little closer together. Then pick up your inner knees, Bring your feet to the mat and wrap your arms around your shins. Lift the collarbones up, keep your feet on the mat, and just squeeze your knees outwards against the arms for a moment. Then squeeze the knees inwards against each other. And then rock back and balance for a few breaths. Try to keep the collarbones lifting. Close the eyes and feel the point of balance. Take one more breath here. And after exhaling, bring your feet to the mat and lie down on your back. Just rest with your feet flat for a few breaths. Then take your arms out, making cactus arms, and just gently rock the knees from side to side. Then bring the feet hip width apart and lift the hips up into first bridge. Just hold there for a couple of breaths. And when you feel ready, take your hands down by your sides, interlace the hands and lift up into second bridge. So bring the shoulder blades a little closer together and see if you can lift up a tiny bit higher. Either stay there, or if you feel comfy, move into third bridge. Just for a couple of breaths. Heels of the hands under the sacrum. And after breathing out one more time, from wherever you are, release the body to the mat. And give the hips a little rock from side to side. When you feel ready, push through the left foot, pick up the right foot and see if you can bring the heel either next to the hip or under the buttock and come into a little modified Supta Virasana. So in an ideal world, the right knee will be on the mat, but if that's not going to happen for you, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're getting a stretch in the top of the right thigh and maybe the front of the hip. There is a tendency for the knee to want to splay out to the side. So try to keep your knee roughly in line with the hip. And you should be able to feel the thigh starting to relax and move a little closer to the mat. Of course, if you're really comfy here, you can lie back fully with the hips next to the right foot. But for most people, this is a nice way to stretch the thigh without going too deeply. And after breathing out one more time, press into the left foot, pick up the hips, and swap the legs the other way. So right foot comes down, left foot comes in either next to the left hip or underneath the left buttock. And again, the two sides probably not the same. Usually one thigh, one hip a little tighter than the other. So listen to your body. There's quite a strong ankle stretch for some people here as well, particularly if you've had lots of ankle sprains. So wherever you feel this stretch, that's where you're trying to relax. As I mentioned, the two sides usually quite different. For me, the right side is all in the thigh, the left side is mostly in the hip. Just a last couple of breaths. Try to lengthen from the left knee again all the way up to the throat. And after exhaling one more time, press into the right foot, release the left foot and bring the body flat to the mat. And again, just have a little rest there. And when you feel ready, either choose to stay resting or take first, second or third bridge,
or if you'd like, you can lift into one back arch, one Udvadanyarasana. So choose what you'd like to do today. Maybe resting is your best option. Maybe you really feel like an arch. It's up to you. Keep the breath steady wherever you are. Just a little bit longer. After your next out breath, lower down from wherever you are to resting on the back. After a couple of relaxed breaths there, stretch the right leg out and hug the left knee into the body. Keep the right leg straight with the calf on the floor, and if you'd like, come into a half sit-up just for a couple of breaths. After breathing out one more time, lie back down, keeping things nice and simple for now. Stretch the left leg out, hug the right knee into the chest. And again, maybe come into a little half sit-up if you'd like. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the face soft. And then once more, lie down, stretch the right leg out. Now bring both knees into the chest. And just start with the spine fairly flat to the floor. Maybe a little rock from side to side. And then if you're doing stronger stomach work, come into a half sit-up position. Then release the arms parallel to the mat. And see if you can straighten your legs to the sky. Now bring your fingertips down either side of the hips, and without swinging your legs, so the legs are going straight up and down, not forwards and backwards, we're going to take 5 hip raises. So pushing into the fingers, lift up and breathe in, and lower and breathe out. Lift up and breathe in, and lower and breathe out. Lift up and breathe in, and lower and breathe out. 2 to go. Lift up and lower and lift up and lower. And then hug the knees back into the body. I know that's everyone's favourite stomach activator. Now keeping your knees up high to the chest, roll onto your right side. Keep your knees together and take your right arm outside the left knee. Hold the knees to the floor. Then lie back down and reach your left arm back behind you. So try and get a sense of diagonally lengthening through the body. Maybe a little twist in the outer left hip, or a stretch for the outer left hip, maybe a twist in the spine, maybe a stretch for the front of the left shoulder. Try to soften into your posture here. Keep the eyes closed. And just focus on relaxing wherever there's the most tension. Just a last breath or two. And after you breathe out one more time, bring the left arm down, come back to the center. Pause there for a couple of breaths, just letting the body come back to neutral. And then with your knees high to the chest, roll onto your left side. Hold the knees down with the left arm, then lie back down and reach the right arm up and back. And again, focus on lengthening diagonally from the right knee to the right fingers. The two sides probably won't feel the same. And each day the body might feel a bit different. Some days the shoulders are tight, sometimes it's the hips, sometimes the back. Sometimes it's everything. Sometimes none of it, and the body's very open. Just a last breath or two. Try to keep your steady focus on the breath. And after you breathe out one more time, gently come back to the center. Bring the knees to the chest. And take any last little releasing movements that feel good for you. So maybe rocking side to side, maybe circling the knees, maybe pedaling the knees, maybe an Anda Balasana, happy baby posture. It really doesn't matter. Maybe the dying bug is a nice one to take. Nice way to release tension. And from there, stretch out into fingers and toes. Lengthen through your whole body. You can take legs up the wall if you prefer, but otherwise just coming into simple Shavasana. Let the feet drop out to the sides, arms out to the sides of the body. Make yourself comfortable. And then choose not to move. You've been engaging with the movement of the body for well over an hour, so now just leave the body alone. Instead, with closed eyes, start to tune into the movement of your breath. We're going to take a little simplified Anuloma Pranayama. So I'll count the first few rounds. Just very simply breathing in for 6, holding for 3, and breathing out for 9. So quite a short rhythm for those with a regular practice, but plenty long enough for many of you. So focusing into the heart space. Gently breathe out all the way. And then smoothly filling the lungs, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now hold, 2, 3, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Breathe deeply in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Deeply in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Breathe in and count to yourself now. So maybe staying with that 6-3-9 rhythm is plenty. If that is already feeling uncomfortable, maybe try 5, 2, and 7. And if after a few rounds that isn't comfortable, just come back to relaxed breathing. Those with a longer breath cycle, maybe stretching the rhythm out to 7, 5, 10 or 7, 5, 12. Whatever's appropriate for you. It's essentially a comfortable deep in-breath, a short retention, and a long, smooth out-breath, but still comfortable. Keep
Keep the mind steady, following the breath. Try to refine the quality of the inhalation and exhalation so that they're consistent and even from the very beginning through the middle to the very end. When the mind starts to wander off, don't get frustrated, simply recognize where the mind went, what it was that distracted you. And after that brief moment of familiarization, come back to your breathing. And try and maintain that steady inner focus. Take 3 more breaths like that at your own pace. Comfortable in-breath, short retention, longer but still comfortable exhalation. Once you've finished the 3 cycles in your own time, come back to completely relaxed breathing. And for the last few minutes of the practice, keep the body still, resting against the mat. Let the breath become quiet, coming to rest at the abdominal center. And keep the mind calm as it rides the rhythm of the breath. No longer involved, but simply aware. Let body, breath and mind dissolve into effortless stillness. Sarvamangalamangale Shive Sarvatashadike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Om. Start to gently lengthen and deepen your breath. And after a couple of deeper breaths, begin to gently move the fingers and toes, reconnecting with the sense of outward movement. As you bring awareness back from the inner to the outer, from the subtle to the gross, try to maintain the quiet mind of Shavasana, not engaging with unnecessary thoughts. When you're ready, stretch out through the whole body and then roll onto your side and rest on your side for a few breaths. In your own time, when you're ready, come back to a comfortable seat. Take a moment to get used to being upright and to recognize how you are after the practice in body, mind, and heart. Have you managed to reconnect with the deepest part of yourself, the space of simple awareness? And can you maintain that connection once you leave your practice space? Bring your palms together and we'll close our practice just with one Om together, gently breathing in. Om. As you breathing, reach the arms past your head. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the crown center, the brow center, the throat center, and the heart. And with your awareness resting in the heart space, gently release forward. And then sit back up. Namaste. Thank you very much for sharing the practice with me once again, for allowing me to share these wonderful practices with you. And as I mentioned, any questions, pop them in the comments. And I hope to see you very soon for another little chance to explore the nature of our true self. Thank you. I'll see you soon.